Okay, so to make a rug, you don't need too much stuff. You're gonna need a tufting gun or a kit. I got the Amazon one. You need a projector and a frame, some backing glue, which I use Robert 6700. This is what I ordered for my backing and my backing fabric. So, with that, let's start the video. I built my own frame. It's got carpet strips along the edge of it. This middle bar is so that I can adjust it. So I have it like measured 1 foot, 2 foot. It's at 3 foot and it goes to 4. It's 6 foot total. But it's also adjustable so that I can take this one and put on the smaller 3 foot frames and only do 3 foot. I got this piece cut. I can use this for another project. If you have a sewing machine, I've heard of people sewing these pieces back together and making full sheets again. So, okay, you see these yellow lines right here? This is like a guideline for your tension to make sure you're straight. You can go up or down, left or right. I like left or right though. You kind of pull the tension out. Make sure you get it pretty tight. These lines kind of help you with. These are your guidelines so you can kind of stay straight. Some people use them going up and down. I like to use them side to side. I want to be pretty lot of tension on it. You kind of want it a little bit tighter than that. So you want to pull it tight as much as you can evenly, because it is gonna matter. Because if it's too loose in certain areas, you're gonna punch holes in your fabric. Now, once you get your backing on, the next step is either gonna be setting up your tufting gun or your projector. It doesn't really matter which one. If you don't have a projector and you're gonna freehand the design, keep in mind that the images need to be flipped, because on the other side of the rug, that's what you're gonna be looking at. If you think nobody's gonna notice, they will. And then once you have the design that you're wanting to do, I have the frame over there with the projector. I need to flip this image, not rotate. I need to not rotate. I need to flip. That way it looks correct over there whenever I go to tuft it. Okay, and then you're gonna get your Sharpie and you're gonna go through and you're gonna outline your design. I've seen some people use numbers, some people use colors. However it works best for you to make sure that you know that this is going to be a different color from this and from that. You know what I mean? And then once you're done with your outline, it should look something similar to this. I know it's going to be white, the nose is yellow, but for my pinks, I have it labeled so I don't cross over. Alright, so here is the tufting gun. You got an on-off switch. Right here is a speed lever. And these are not toys. So like, I'll show you the low setting. I'll show you the high setting. It does have scissors, so like this needle is gonna puncture the fabric. And then it's gonna slide down. The scissors are gonna come out and cut. And then it's gonna repeat. Now, I did get some sample yarn so that I can show you how to set up the gun. You are gonna need some kind of yarn puller, because this goes in this little bitty hole up here, and then it comes into this one right here. So you see how I've got it ran from right here to the yarn threader. You would then take your yarn and puncture it right here, and then it will pull through, and that's all you need right there. That little bit will kind of cut off. I'll show you what I mean. So let me turn my machine on. Right here, these are the loops that the gun does. So the big needle punctured right here, came out, scissors punctured right there and cut. If that makes any more sense. Okay, now once you get the yarn that you're going to work with, I like to make a cake out of it. It helps it not get tangled. This is what a cake looks like. Just a round ball that I can pull the yarn out of without it being tangled. Set this up right here. And you make a cake. Voila, you have a cake. Okay, and then I just like to kind of put the cakes in a small cardboard box, and then I run each cake individually through a little eye hook so that I minimize my tangles. This is almost done. I'm gonna add this little pink border on it with this with the petal pink on the border. Now once you have your outline done, next we're gonna be gluing, and I use the 6700s from Robert, and I mean I just kind of go all over gloves. You can see it's like clay, and you're really just going to get a decent amount of glue on the back side that you were just working on. You want to make it pretty even, like all the way across the board. So make sure you're blending everything together. You'll see me going back and forth over what I already did, and that's just to make sure I'm making it all even, and you're not going to feel the bumps on the rug whenever I'm done. You see, like I put it right there, and I go over what I had already done, smoothing it out. And this glue that I use kind of makes it a little durable. I don't know if it's the way that I do it or if it's the glue, but I put a healthy amount of glue on the back side of this thing, and I rub it in. Like actually push the glue down into the fibers whenever I'm doing this. You can see my frame shaking. I like to use the Gorilla Contact Adhesive, the ultimate one. It has the web spray adjustable nozzle, so you can actually like make a thinner spray or a wider spray. And I do a pretty heavy spray around the edge. And then whenever I go to doing like the center, I roll my the backing fabric on it, and I use the actual can to press and like bond the two fabrics together while it's kind of wet. I'll show you. I don't know if you can see it, but you have your adjustments inside the can lid. And I like to do the border or like the rim of the carpet pretty heavy, so I'll do an extra layer just on the edge like I'm doing right here. And then I didn't really show it, but whenever you go to put the backing on, spray the back of the fabric as well, because it's not really gonna bond that well. Like, it'll be easily peelable from the back of what you just did. And then once you peel it off of the frame, I just kind of cut it all the way back. I mean, I cut pretty close to where the carpet overlaps, so you don't see the backing from the front of it. But this is what it should look like once you cut it off. And you are ready to make it flat. So you're gonna need your shavers. And the kit's gonna come with this little plastic one, but I went ahead and bought the upgraded version. And then once you start shaving, I like to go from the center. For instance, this one, I took the center of the nose and worked out, making sure that everything was even all the way through. And then I used the carpet puller, and I pull whichever color I want all the way out, and then I'll come through and cut. And then once you get it cut off of the frame from gluing it, right, the backing, I cut around all of the shape. So like, I kind of get close up, like right there, see? Like, to where the carpet kind of folds over so you don't see it. And now that the rug is all the way shaven down, we got the 3D effect. This is what your rug should look like by the time you're done with it. Put a little bow on it, you can just pull it. And like that one, I gave it the 3D background too, so you can actually like kind of feel where it comes out, you know what I mean?
Cool. That's what's up. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Already, man.